This match with Auckland Marist having 2 pitchers on their staff of the highest quality for this weekend. Chub Tangaroa throwing for Marist today. As we join the match in the top of the 6th, it's PK of Wellington at bat. The score is 0-0. The winner of this match to go straight to tomorrow's final. The loser to play Cardinals of the Hutt Valley for the other place in the final. Let's go to our commentary team now. Gary Ward along with Mike Walsh and Cheryl Kemp.
Gavin Aitken into bat, and this is the top of the 6th innings for PK, trying to break the game apart and give us a run. Tangaroa gets him chasing a high outside pitch, strike 1. Unusual to see him bunting Mike Walsh. He's not a speedster and he doesn't usually bunt Gavin Aitken.
No, but I guess once again Poneke realised they've got to start doing something and making contact with the ball, putting pressure on the Marist field. So they're changing their tactics a little bit.
Gavin Aitken back again for Chub Tangaroa's pitch. Righto, Cheryl, tell us what you'd be doing here if you're in the batter's box. What would you be doing, trying to do to move the ball?
Well, probably in women's softball we do things a little bit differently. We go into a split hand grip and we try and move the ball through the infield. Men, of course, have got so much more strength in the upper body, and they're probably looking for that one hit out of the park that can win a ball game.
Gavin Aitken moves away. Chub Tangaroa with his practice pitching. He doesn't care how many pitches he throws in an entire game. He's happy to just be out there and winding his arm over. There's Tangaroa. That sidewind the start of his. Throws to Aitken. Struck out. Well, he didn't complain too much, Cheryl, so I guess it was near enough.
Well, I don't know. He's left his bat and his helmet where it was. I think he thought it was a bit too far outside, and he may have had some reason for being upset with that.
Yeah, a little outside there, but I guess on the 3rd strike it's close enough, you've got to be going for it and make contact.
You've got to protect that plate.
That's for sure. If you swing the bat, something might happen. If you just stand there, you're out.
There's Bishop, the batter, with a slower delivery and offers his bat to the ball about 3.5 seconds too early. Strike 1.
This is the problem that PK have, Gary, that all their men are very big men, like Les, but no speed, and therefore, they're not bunting at all. And Marist can play, as they are, well back behind the lines and play good defensive softball. Wait for the hard hit, pick it up, throw it out.
But neither infield has been tested at all, has it? Very little work on the ground. I think we've seen one brilliant catch by Dean Rice, but very little other groundwork that's been done this game.
Big swing from Bishop, and really this, I guess we can say that we're unanimous up here that PK are looking to win this game by punching one out of the park. Marist are looking to win it by hustling and hassling. Les Bishop at bat. High and outside. Ball 2, strike 2. Chub Tangaroa, in that sort of laid-back fashion of his, goes for a wander around the pitching area before descending on the pitching rubber. Ball 2, strike 2 against Bishop. Struck out, and indeed he was struck out. Bishop knew it was a strikeout. It means strikeout number 8. The action restarts. Ball inside. Ball 3, strike 2. So the rest has done no good for Tangaroa in terms of starting back with a zinging strike. Ball 3, strike 2. Oh, what a good hit. Flies it out to left field, and out there to get it is Matenga. But that's the first real batting action we've seen of the game that's found a gap.
That was a brilliant left field single from the bat of Mark Storer, and that's finally brought the game alive. We've got the top of the order coming to the plate with 2 down.
Yep, and a designated runner comes in the shape of Murray Ray. And up to the tap, there's the ball being gathered in out there by Matenga. And here's the designated runner, Murray Ray. He's the speedster in the PK team and hasn't had the opportunity or need to be on base in this game yet. In comes top of the order Craig Estrada, and whilst previously the Marist team has been right in crowding him from all over the place, now they adopt a slightly more conventional field, but still they have the players in pressuring him with an added infielder. So there's only 2 outfielders, Michael. Here we see them in the deep.
Cheryl, this is a similar play with Ed would use the centre field up by second base.
That's exactly right. They don't think that he's going to pull it so much towards second base. They think he could well hit through the pitcher, though, which is the big danger area. So they've brought the outfielder in behind second base, acting as another infielder.
Because that hit straight past the pitcher is a difficult one to stop, isn't it?
It's the most dangerous infield hit in softball. Of course, it also makes it very easy for slap hitters, where the shortstop and second base don't have to worry about taking the steal. They can simply stay there and field the ball, and they already have a permanent second base ready to take the steal.
Craig Estrada at bat. Puts bat to ball. Tangaroa picks it up and errors the ball. Will the run score? PK look as though they might. He held up too long. No. Bad play by Marist. But the run scores, and well scored too by Murray Ray. And all over the place, Chub Tangaroa threw the ball in panic fashion. And Michael Walsh, that's the run to break it all open now. Have a look at this.
Yeah, Estrada puts the ball down straight back to Tangaroa. It should have been a routine out. He hurries the throw. It's a bad throw. Kalassi misses the ball. The right fielder's not there. The ball goes way into right field. The runner from wide, but watch this, with bad face run, he should have been taken out at home. But the catcher gets down the line, he's not in position, and the play can't be made at home, the run scores. So once again, they put bat to ball, and the pressure went on, and they scored on the errors.
Two bad plays there, one the base running and rounding third and not attacking the plate without hesitation, and the second one, the catcher left the plate. That's sacrilege.
Yep. Stay there and be ready to put the tag on. Oh, yeah, that's a good play by PK. They score the second run. Well scored by Estrada to make it 2-0. And here I was saying we'd be going to extra innings. Nicely hit by Kerry Johansson.
Yes, excellent batting by Kerry. Good pressure batting. They've scored one run. They're looking for two. We'll see shortly the pitch come in there from Tangaroa.
Yeah, let's take another look at that, because he chopped it nicely just over the pitcher's head.
He did. The centre field was playing it close. Here's the pitch. He punched the ball right to centre field where he would normally be. There's nobody there. And the run scores, and Kerry goes all the way to 2 on the play.
The two slap hitters of the PK team have done the damage.
Yeah, they have, despite all sorts of tactical ploys employed by this Marist team. The PK team is up to really putting the ball on the ground, and funnily enough, or I guess in some ways a little predictably, it hasn't been the big hitters who have caused the damage, Michael.
No, that's right, Gary. As we said earlier on, the big hitters were struggling. They were perhaps too much power, too much long handle. And as we said earlier on, both teams needed just to make good contact, put pressure on the field. This has proved correct, and errors have happened, and now PK have 2 runs.
And the action hasn't stopped yet, with a batter like Mike Nichols at the plate.
How right you are. But taken in the outfield by Jack Matenga to end the innings, but one gets the feeling that the damage has been done. 6 innings have been completed by Poneke Kilbirnie. They score their 2 runs. The 6th and 7th turns at bat for Marist remain.
Back to the softball soon. This when we left at the bottom of the 6th. In fact, at the top of the 6th, there was PK in front by 2-0. They'd just broken the deadlock. I can tell you that Marist didn't score in the bottom of the 6th. There were 3 strikeouts by the PK pitcher, Peter Meredith. Now we pick up action in the top of the 7th, and PK are at bat again.
Here's the mascot for Poneke Kilbirnie, and seems to have brought them their luck today as they go into a 2-0 lead in the top of the 7th inning. This is the first batter in. There's a Don Tricker at bat. Tricker against Tangaroa. Lets it go. Ball outside.
And whilst Don Tricker hasn't had a hit, it would be fair to say with him batting at 4 that he must have a fairly good reputation, Mike.
Yes, he's a very good contact hitter, a good clutch hitter. If we go back a few innings on that brilliant catch by Dean Rice, that was a hit by Don Tricker. So Don's a good batter.
Oh, there it is, yes. Nicely left by Tricker. Outside again.
Don's especially a good hitter when there's runners on base. He always, just most times, will advance them or score them.
I did see him break a game open in Christchurch last year when they were down at the bottom of the 7th with 2 down, and he put one out of the ballpark with a runner on to take the ball game. So he's certainly good under pressure.
Ball 3, and that makes a ball 4. He's done his job by getting safely onto base. And the first walk of the game gets issued. And this is how it was with Tangaroa losing the strike zone. Tricker heads off for first. Into the batter's box heads the designated hitter, John Simcox. And once again, Tangaroa dropping behind the action.
Right, the pressure goes on, Chubb and Tangaroa and the Marist team now. There's no outs, and up comes John Simcox with a runner on 1. They can't afford to give up any more runs at this stage.
Ball high and outside.
Come on, bud. Turn one over.
Poneke looking for all the world to be the winning team that they are at the moment. Foul.
No, would this be an interesting move here, Mike, that they're not electing to sacrifice with none down, this runner down to second base?
Yes, I agree, Cheryl. I think that's what I'd be doing, get one more run. But this is the way Poneke play it. They keep going for the hits and power, extra base hits all the time. This is the way they play their game. I'm not saying that I agree with that. I think that one more run would really blow this game open for Poneke, and the way to do it is get the runner in scoring position. That's at second base.
Tricker is still at first base. This is Simcox at bat, facing Tangaroa. Oh, that's a nice pitch. He's struck out.
And you see there, it's just a wasted turn of bat there. The runner, the original runner, Don Tricker, is still on base, hasn't advanced the 2, and Simcox is struck out with a bunt or a hit and run. Something could happen.
There's the 9th strikeout coming up for Chubb Tangaroa, and again it was the slower one. And here PK not endeavouring to just edge their runners around the bases with this 2-0 cushion. Inside, ball 1. The batter is Gary Cartney. He's got bat to ball on both occasions that he's been into the batter's box. How does he go this time? That's how he goes. Chops it into centre outfield. Wall under it. Makes the out.
Runner's out.
Rapid throw back to the infield means that Tricker does not advance any further, and it'll bring in Gavin Aitken, the team's catcher. And still no advancement for Don Tricker beyond first base.
See, on that play, if the previous batter had advanced Tricker to second on the bunt, Don would have probably been at least on third base on that play, and it may have even forced an error with the throw. And if he had been on third base, he can score on a wild pitch, a pass ball, or an error. However, I guess they're winning 2-0, so who am I to know?
Righto, Gavin Aitken in the top half of the 7th innings. Should have been the one to hit. Looked as though he had a little bit of pace off it. He pulled it back at just a fraction to Chubb Tangaroa. Whoa!
That's a great drive.
Well, Tricker leads first, comes round third, heads for home to score the 3rd run. They really muscle the ball, Michael, don't they? I mean, we talk about them not putting down the fancy bunts, but when it comes to really clunking the ball, they do it well enough, and the end result is another run. So, I don't know, you might question their tactics, but the end result works. Look at this hit, go to the fence.
Yeah, brilliant hit by Gavin Aitken to left centre field, extra bases all the way, and scoring Don Tricker. Yep, as you say, Gary, that's their game. They play the power game, and, well, they're going to be in the final, so I guess it works.
And good base running by Don Tricker. No hesitation. He really stretches it. Goes straight to the plate, and there's no play as Tangaroa cuts the ball out at the pitching position.
There's Bishop, the batter. Runner on second. Fouls the first one off, strike 1.
It was interesting to note in that last situation that Tangaroa already had 1 strike on Aitken and elected to come straight back into the strike zone instead of playing around with him. So that was a penalty that was paid.
That's right, Cheryl. Probably lack of concentration.
Ooh. Righto, the innings ends, but the damage done with the run being scored by Don Tricker. It makes the end of the innings come up rather slower than Tangaroa would have hoped for, but there's the end result in terms of the scoreline. And this is how the last out occurred, with the ball going straight to Chris Kalassi behind first base, gathers it in, ends the innings, and the scoreline 3-0 and 3 outs away from winning this game is the Wellington Wrigley's PK team.
Coverage of the 1989 Lion Red Series softball final.
Good afternoon to you from the Lion Red Ballpark in Mangere in Auckland, where this afternoon we're going to find out just who is the top New Zealand side in New Zealand club softball. We'll be showing you 2 matches this afternoon. The semi-final played this morning, highlights of that match coming up in just a moment, and later this afternoon the grand final of the Lion Series. Well, just recapping on events from this weekend, the top 4 club sides in New Zealand have been locked in competition here at the Lion Red Ballpark this weekend, chasing the top prize in New Zealand domestic softball. But between our 2 softball matches this afternoon, we'll have something completely different for you. A far cry from the heat and dust of a softball diamond. It's one of the great traditional events of British sport, the annual university boat race between Oxford and Cambridge, which was run earlier today in New Zealand time. But first up, it's the first or second semi-final in the Lion Red Series from this weekend. It was played earlier today, and it was the match between the Hutt Valley side Cardinals and the defending champions Auckland Marist. And the 2 teams were locked in competition, looking for the right to meet PK in this afternoon's grand final. Our commentators are Cheryl Kemp, the former New Zealand pitcher, Mike Walsh, the current New Zealand coach of the men's team, and Gary Ward.
Dave Wall, the first batter in for this Marist side, and it's do or die for both teams. The winning side going straight through to this afternoon's final against the hot-running Poneke Kilbirnie team, and Michael Walsh, conditions could not be better.
Yes, Gary, it's a beautiful day, a slight southerly breeze, but beautiful fine weather, and going to be an excellent day of softball.
And Cheryl Kemp, you can feel the atmosphere here. Here we are just later.